Curving back for the kind of his snout. Curving up around here, kind of curling around his eye, which we haven't drawn yet, but it's his smile essentially. Lower portion of the face. Curve around here for the back portion of the smile. Smile here. Line here for its his smile, the back of his smile. I'm doing one of the kind of like, I would say like middle version of Sonic, because he has like several different versions I've noticed. Let me draw the lower portion of his face, just kind of connect it. So he's got obviously the movie version. There's the version of like the 2002 version video game, and then he looks all long and cool. Like I like that version a lot. That's actually my favorite version. Then there's the old 90s, the really old 90s version where he has like a pot belly and little tiny body. That version's cool too. And then there's a lot of like in between, but those are the ones that I remember the most. Right now we're doing like kind of one of the in between ones. Nothing too extreme. Pulling down here. Doesn't matter, as long as you have the impression of who it is. That's the important part. And feel free to like restart this, or you know, if you mess up, don't worry about it. Mistakes is what this is all about, so never be afraid to make a mistake, because that just means you can kind of correct it the next time you do it. Also, if you like drawing, don't forget to check out the channel. Subscribe right now if you like learning a little bit about drawing every single day. I'm going to be putting up 3 beginner drawing lessons every single weekday, so that's Monday through Friday. That's 15 videos in total through the week, and that's on every different topic you can imagine. Subscribe now if you do like that kind of stuff. If you find my work to be worth your time, please consider subscribing. It does help and it's free as well. So on my end, how it helps me, it helps the channel grow, and it also helps me keep track of people, and it helps the algorithm. Front arc of the foot, straight line down for the back one, and I'm going to curve over here. Then I'm going to put that same design, and imagine like, I don't know, like a piece of tape around the shoe. It's like one chunk of tape. And imagine the figure out where it's gonna go essentially.